Hi students, welcome. Today we will do one more problem and solve it in case of sale of partnership. X and Y were in partnership, sharing PL in the ratio of 3:2. The following was a balance sheet of the firm as on 31/3/2008. We have creditors in the liability side, X loan and capital account of X and Y. Asset side we have cash, debtor, stock and fixed assets. Z Company Limited agreed to take over the fixed assets and stock for a consideration of 80,000, which is to be satisfied A. by payment of cash 16,000, by allotment of 248% preference shares of rupees 100 each, by allotment of 3,200 equity shares of rupees 10 each, valued at 12 rupee 50 paisa per share. Debtors realized 28,000 and creditors were paid rupees 24,000 in full settlement. It was agreed between the partners as follows. Equity shares are to be allotted in their profit sharing ratio 3:2. Preference shareholders to be allotted Mr. X to the value of his loan and the remaining preference shares to be allotted to the partners equally. Prepare necessary ledger account in the books of X, Y firm. X and Y were in partnership, were partners sharing PL in the ratio of 3:2. So 3:2 is called as profit sharing ratio. 3/5, 2/5. The following was a balance sheet of the firm as on 31/3/2008. So we have creditors 26,000. So transfer creditors to credit side of realization account. So ಮೊದಲನೇ ಹಂತ ಲೈಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್ ಅನ್ನು ರಿಯಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ತದನಂತರ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಲೋನ್ ಬಂದು 4,000. ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್, ಸೊ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಸ್ ಲೋನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಟೇಕನ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ X loan is an internal liability. Internal liability should not be transferred to realization account. So X loan is not paid by cash, it is paid by shares, preference shares. X ಅವನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥ ಸಾಲ 4,000 ನಾವು ಹಣಕಾಸು ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬದಲು ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರಲ್ಲಿ 4,000 ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಉಳಿದ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಬ್ರು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಡು ವಿ ರಿಸೀವ್? 24,000. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಬಿ. 240 ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪನಿ at 100 rupees each. So 240 into 100 we get 24,000. Out of 24,000, 4,000 is paid to X loan. Remaining 20,000 distributed to the partners equally. So point number B ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಕೆಳಗೆ 240 ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಸೊ 240 ಇಂಟು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 24,000 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ 24,000ದಲ್ಲಿ 4,000 ಎಕ್ಸ್ದು ಲೋನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಲೋನ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಉಳಿದ 20,000 ಎರಡು ಪಾಲುಗಾರರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಲೋನ್ ಇಸ್ ಪೇಯ್ಡ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, capital account of X 60,000, Y 30,000 to be transferred to capital account in as balance brought down. So 60,000, 30,000 capital to be taken as balance brought down. Next, cash to be transferred to cash account, because cash is not taken over by the company. Cash is not taken over by the company. So transfer the cash to cash account as to balance brought down. Debtor transfer to debit side of realization account. Stock transfer to debit side of realization account. Fixed assets transfer debit side of realization account. So all assets to be transferred to debit side of realization account. Z Company Limited agreed to take over fixed assets and stock for a consideration of 80,000, which is to be satisfied. So here the purchasing company takes over only fixed asset and stock. They are not taking debtor, they are not taking cash, they are not taking creditor. ಕೇವಲ ಎರಡೇ ಆಸ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಸ ಕಂಪನಿ ತಗೊಂತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಯಾವುದು? ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್. These two assets are taken over by the company for a purchase consideration of 80,000. So 80,000 is called PC, purchase consideration. This PC is paid partly cash, partly preference, partly equity. So PC is given in the question, no need to calculate. PC na ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಲಂಪ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. This 80,000 they pay, this 80,000 they pay partly cash 16,000, partly preference 240 into 100 24,000, and partly equity 3,200 into 12 rupee 50 paisa. If you take 12 rupee 50 paisa, you get the answer. So 3,200 into 12 rupee 50 paisa ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೇನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 80,000 ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗೋದು. 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So 16,000 plus 24,000 plus equity share 3,200 into 12.5. So 12.5 you take, you get the answer of 80,000. So PC is paid partly cash, partly preference, partly equity. Cash 16,000, preference share 240 into 100, equity share 3,200 into 12.5. Debtor realized 28,000 because debtor is not taken over by the company. So debtor anda ವಸೂಲಿ ಆಗಿರೋದು 28,000. Creditor pay ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ 24,000. So creditors is being paid 24,000 because it is not taken over, and it was agreed between the partners as follows. Equity shares are to be allotted in the profit sharing ratio 3:2. ಹಾಗಂದ್ರೆ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪಾಲುಗಾರರಿಗೆ ಲಾಭ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Preference shareholder to be allotted Mr. X to the value of his loan account, and remaining preference share to be allotted to the partners equally. In second point, they are given 240 into 100. So 240 into 100 we get 24,000. Out of 24,000, 4,000 you pay in the form of loan. So remaining 20,000 distribute to X and Y equally. 10,000, 10,000. Prepare necessary ledger account in the books of X and Y firm. So PC ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. PC ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು 80,000, 16,000 in the form of cash, 24,000 in the form of preference share, 240 into 100, 40,000 in the form of equity share, 3,200 into 12 rupee 50 paisa. So thereby you get PC 80,000 given in the question. Realization account. Step 1. Transfer assets from balance sheet to credit side to debtor to stock to fixed asset. Transfer assets from balance sheet to debit side of realization account. Transfer liabilities from liability side to credit side. Next, by purchasing company, take 80,000 in credit side. It is called purchase consideration. Then bank, you write debtors realized. Debtor in the 28,000 vasuli agide. Debtor is not taken over by the company. Company takes over only fixed asset and stock. So debtor realized 28,000. Creditors not taken over by the company. So it should be paid 24,000. So debtor realized 28. Creditors paid 24. Distribute 2,000 profit to the partners. All partners capital account. Bring the capital balance of the partners. Palugarardu bandavalana tagon banni 60,000 and 30,000. Then distribute 2,000 profit to A and B, realization profit. So capital is called balance brought down. Realization account transfer the profit. Then equity share 40,000 to be distributed to A and B in 3:2 ratio. Then preference shares we have 24,000. Out of 24,000, 4,000 is paid to X loan. Then remaining 20,000 distribute to both the partners in equal ratio. And final settlement to partners is 27,800 and 4,200. So bank account, debit side we record receipts, credit side we record payments. Debit side bring the cash balance in the balance sheet to balance brought down. Next write two debtors realized 28,000. So debtors not taken over by the company has to be collected. So debtor vasuli 28,000. Then company pays 16,000 in the form of PC. So 16,000 partly cash. So the cash amount will come in the bank account. So these are the three receipts we have in the bank account. Bring the balance of cash. Next two debtors realized, it's a receipt, and purchasing company pay 16,000 in the form of PC. Credit side we write by realization account, creditors paid, by X account and by Y account the final settlement to the partners. Thereby the bank account tallies with an amount of 56,000. Now preference shares account. The preference shares account, debit side you write to purchasing company 24,000. Debit side we write to purchasing company account 24,000. The purchasing company pay the PC partly preference share. So the preference shares are received, debit what comes in. So it comes in the debit side. And this 24,000 ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಈ 24,000 ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಪಾವತಿ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, to whom did you distribute this 24,000? We have distributed loan 4,000 to X. Out of 24,000, 4,000 is given to X loan. Remaining 20,000 is distributed to the partners equally, 10,000, 10,000. Equity shares 40,000 appears in debit side as to purchasing company. It means the purchasing company is giving us the equity share, debit what comes in. So debit side we write to purchasing company 40,000. Credit side we write by A account, by B account, distributing the shares 40,000 to A, X and Y in the ratio of 3:2. Thank you.